tubers, it is Eric back at you with yet another beer review. It is time for the inaugural Surly Darkness 2016 vintage review. I try to review every batch of Darkness because it does change just a little bit. This bottle in particular was bottled in September of this year. I got to give a huge shout out to my dad who picked this up in Duluth. It sits a little bit longer than it does down here in the Twin Cities. So, without further ado, if you've watched any other of my Darkness videos, you know what Darkness is if you watch any of these videos, really. This is probably the most sought after non-barrel-aged and now barrel-aged Imperial Stout here in Minnesota, aside from maybe Liftbridge, barrel-aged Silhouette, and now the newcomer Bent Paddles Double Shot Double Black. So, this pours out a, pitch black now in the glass. There's a little bit of ruby hue coming off. 2.5 fingers worth of big fluffy mocha head. If I had to say so, I would think that might be a little over-carbonated. So, let's go ahead and dive into the nose while this thing settles down. Real quickly, Darkness is about, I think it's 10.5% alcohol by volume this year. Surly does not put ABVs on their bottles, just like Top Wing Black, which is absolutely frustrating, but I get it. Beer changes, but how do I know this thing isn't 15% and I'm going to die? But really, this is, I believe in the traditional, it's 9.9 or 10.5. But yeah, this smells like Darkness. It's a lot of those dark fruits, those cherry cordial, chocolate, that like baker's cocoa. Yeah, I'm getting like this tart maraschino cherry. It's crazy this year. Let's get this thing a little opened up here. I tried to let it warm up a little bit while I got the camera set up. And you'll have to let me know how the sound quality seems to be and how the camera seems to be. I'm trying a new setup, so let me know in the description or the comments below what you think of that. Yeah, there's a little bit of charred, like roasted acrid black malt, but nothing I wouldn't scoff at. It smells sweet, it smells chocolatey. Darkness is typically pretty hoppy, and I'm not really getting a ton of hops on this. Maybe a dash of Simcoe. Or is it Warrior that they use? I don't even remember what the hops are. I know this is one of my favorite beers though. So thanks for joining me for another beer review. Cheers. By the way, it's stout season. So you see a lot of stouts on this channel. Sorry if you don't like stouts, but I was really hoping my man from Joe's Arcade would go ahead and get some stout videos up. The guy's got more stouts in his cellar than most breweries do. But JK Joe. This is sweet this year. Borderline cloying like. Darkness is always a sweet beer. I think that's why it ages so well. That's a little. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of that like really sweet chocolate, a little bit of caramel. This dried fruit, dark fruit, cherry note is really prominent in this year's batch. One thing I will say about this year's batch, it is fucking creamy. It is so creamy. Mouthfeel is medium to, yeah, it's on the medium plus side. I'm getting a twinge of booze here. I know it's cold, but I'm not getting as much coffee and roast that I was getting in the last bottle that we opened. It's a fun beer to cook chili with, I'll say that. Chili is simmering on the stove. I plan to fully integrate a little bit of this in there. Got a comment every year on the Darkness artwork. If you guys are bottle collector fans, I think the Darkness artwork is some of the best in the nation. It is metal as fuck. But, yeah. If you don't know, the elephant in the room, we'll address it real quickly, is Todd Haug, the head brewmaster from Surly Brewing Company, has stepped down about 3 weeks ago now. He did go ahead and announce post-Darkness Day that he will be going to Three Floyds Brewing Company. So it'll be really, really interesting from one mediocre metal brewery to another mediocre metal brewery, in my opinion, what Todd can bring to beers like Dark Lord or what new beers he may be bringing and where he fits in the whole brewing hierarchy. I mean, I imagine he's going to be featured. He's pretty widely regarded in the Minnesota beer scene. He did great things for Surly. He did great things for the Minnesota beer scene, and I'm forever thankful for that. But damn, it's this was pretty much his last beer that we're gonna get out of Surly that he probably really had a stake in, and that's kind of a bummer. You know, it's been 10 years, but all good things have to come to an end, right? Yeah, I'm getting like this really, really raisin plum forward character this year. Really sweet baker's chocolate. Almost like, wow. It's like a tobacco component. There's also a twinge of soy. Like I'm getting, it's so unbelievably sweet. I'm regretting even opening this, but I think this one will age well for years. If you guys get darkness or have a market where there's darkness or can trade for darkness, I highly recommend it. Just send one of your local stouts out, and I think you'll, you know, dollar for dollar, it's $24 most places. But this year's too sweet for me. I love this beer, but it's world class, but it is fucking sweet. This is going to take me literally all day to drink. So thanks for joining me for another beer review. If I had to grade 2016 Darkness this year, I mean, it's sweeter than 08. And 08 was really, really sweet. There is like no hops present with this fresh. It almost feels like this was aged a year and then released. It's weird. It's going to probably get my lowest grade I've ever given a Darkness, and that's going to be a 92. Just bordering A-level beer. I think, you know, with the multitude of choices that you can get here in the Twin Cities and nationwide for Imperial Stouts, this beer is, you know, yeah, it's awesome. It's fun. It's great to try every year. It's great to age. It's good for verticals. It's become like the new Stone IRS. So if you can get Stone IRS, you know that beer ages very, very well. But it's just kind of fallen behind in the hype. Like, there's no adjuncts. They've never done really anything other than the half-assed version of the barrel age in 2014. And then last year's barrel age, which was actually really great, but did not age well at all. If you have those, drink them now. But really, yeah, this beer is just kind of falling out of favor for me. I can get it. It's easy. It's accessible. So I think that kind of plays a part into it. And it's still great, but, you know, 1050s on the shelves year-round for me. Expeditions on the shelves year-round for me. Founder's Impy Stout is on the shelves year-round for me. And then a multitude of the other ones that hit our market. I don't need to wait every year. I can just throw quads of that in the basement and be just as happy. So, yeah, I think the 92 is completely fair. Let me know if I am underrating Darkness this year, if you've had it, if any of my tasting notes are off, and let me know again how the audio quality is and how the visual quality is. I've stepped it up just a little bit. You should see a wider angle. You should hear a little bit better. It should be a little clearer. It's in 1080 now. So we'll see you again in another beer review, and always remember to respect beer. Cheers.